Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on a beautiful Tuesday morning. I hope everybody is doing fine and taking care of their families and themselves during these unusual times. Obviously, there's been some disruption that has gone on across our country and certainly some disruptions to our business. That being said, there's always ways to find silver linings, and we're doing that every day here at IAMS, and I hope you're finding your own silver linings as well. Well, good morning. My name is Steve Murray, president here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. I'm co-hosting a little bit here with Dave on a regular basis on kind of Tuesday morning sales ideas and approaches. And we've been doing that probably for the last 5 or 6 years together. So hopefully we've gotten some good content out to y'all. Today is no different. We're going to talk about meeting people using radio via Retirement Boss Radio. This is a mature initiative that we've been working for a while, and if we have a good understanding of what works and what doesn't, we've gotten to the efficiencies to where they need to be, so it's a price right. And of course, it's probably particularly useful right now in a time where we're not able to see people in terms of a lot of face-to-face meetings and seminars maybe well, certainly aren't working the same way that they have in the past. And if we're still trying to see people in groups and seminars, of course, that's not working at all. So radio is certainly a way to find your way into some homes of some folks that maybe you wouldn't have in the past. And the results that we've seen over the past 2 years now have been pretty strong in terms of conversion to appointments. So great subject matter here today. I'm going to zip through some things as we get started. A couple reminders for you. If you see a poll come up, if you would, go ahead and put yes or no. Just give us a level of interest. We're perfectly fine if you don't have interest, obviously, in things that we talk about. But if you do have interest, we want to know that you're not committing to anything. And if you have a question, go ahead and type it in, and we'll try and get it answered as quickly as possible. So let's get talking a little bit about some of the things that we can do here at IAMS to help you grow your business, and then we'll talk a little bit about Retirement Boss Radio as one of those with Coach Dave Pimper. He'll be joining us very shortly. So I want to make sure that you all know about these two programs. I'm looking at our list of attendees, and many of you have been with us for a while and have taken advantage of these programs. A couple of you that are on with us today that have not. These programs are simple. One, if you refer producers to us and they get appointed, we're going to send you a check. If they do ongoing business, we're going to pay you an ongoing bonus on their business, and that's going to go on as long as they're doing business with us. So nice little benefit and feature of referring people to us. And of course, thank you for all for your referrals. We always appreciate those. A great deal. Market reimbursement, again, a very simple program. When you do business with us, we put money in your marketing reimbursement account as you do business. Your marketing reimbursement account grows, and when you spend money, we match your spend dollar for dollar. Got some great new producer builders. I know there are a couple of you out there. I want you to take a minute and look at those. And while you're looking at some of the options at the different levels, what you'll note is that some of them are truly incentives, cash, a mini vacation to a Ritz-Carlton of your choice, things of that nature. But most of them are built around helping you to grow your business. We know that if we can help you do that, everybody's going to be happier. So a lot of those things are designed to help grow your status in your community, help if you want to get in the seminar business, get you into that. That truly is one way that we've consistently seen to be effective, and we're right now transitioning to some digital type workshops that we've had some success with as well. So there's things we can do to help you out there, and a lot of it is just branding, building your name, getting in front of people, getting people to understand who you are and what you do, because we think if they know that, it's certainly the demographics are right, and of course with recent market volatility, the opportunity is right to do a lot of business. So keep that in mind. If you haven't taken advantage of your new producer builders, please take advantage of that. You got 180 days from your point of contract to do that. Got great back office support. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time here, but I will tell you that guys and gals that have done business with us, maybe for whatever reason have wandered away, seem to wander back pretty regularly just because the service makes a difference. We really are big believers in that. We've got great back office support. I know everybody says that. The only way you're going to know that for sure is to kind of get in, see what it feels like, and feel the contact, and make sure that us making sure that you're getting paid all the way out to the end. I mean, even after we know a product is issued, we're still making that call to say, okay, when can the agent expect his commission? Reaching out to you on that as well. So it goes from case design all the way to making sure you get paid. Creative Marketing Solutions. Think of our team here internally as kind of your own individual advertising firm. They do an excellent job of understanding your business. They've been doing it with nothing but people just like you for the last 15, 18 years. They understand your business. They understand what you're trying to accomplish. They got some great ideas, and we're going to do that course at little or no cost whenever we can. Our goal there obviously is to help you accomplish what you want to accomplish and to grow your business. It's not a profit center in no way, shape, or form. It's designed, that group of people is here in our office to help you grow your business. And when you grow your business, we know that helps us. So you can see some of the things that they do there before you take advantage of them. If you've got some things that you're struggling with, whether they're simple as helping you with your PowerPoints or understanding how to do a Zoom meeting better, they can help you with all that stuff as well. They're a great team, and they are set to assist you at every store. So IMS website, a couple things you need to know about that, and I'm going to go to the next slide here really quickly. Just oops, we don't have it on there. Okay, so we've just recently put a Firelight, single sign-on Firelight, so you can go and do all the companies you do business with IMS through one single sign-on on a Firelight application. That's a nice feature for you in many different ways. First thing you have to do, though, is you have to go on and register. The way you do that is pretty simple. Just go under our website, go under EAP Solutions, go under Register for Firelight, and register for Firelight. You'll get approved to use Firelight. We'll walk you through how to do EAPs, and now there's no reason that you can't do business over the phone with your client and online with your client using EAPs. It's kind of I think, a base level thing that all of us should be doing right now in this time where we can't be seeing our clients face to face, at least in most areas of the country. And so take advantage of that Firelight app. Just go to the website. There's a lot of great stuff on the website. What I would say in general about our website is call up your sales director and say, hey, show me what you got on here that can help me with my business. Once they know a little bit about what's important to you, they can show you this and this and this and say, okay, these are things that you really need to pay attention to. And kind of, I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. You don't need to know about all of it. It doesn't apply to everybody's business, but the things that you do need on there can really make your life much easier. Retirement Analyzer, if you're not using Retirement Analyzer right now, call up Marcus Soller and say, hey, Marcus, walk me through the Retirement Analyzer. Maybe give it, because we're making this available to our guys and gals right now at no cost. So he can give you a free link. You can look at it for 30 days, run one on yourself, run one on a client or two. I have producers that absolutely will not do business right now without using the Retirement Analyzer, because it gives a level of completeness and a level of visibility to clients to help them understand where they're at, where they're going, and it makes the client and the advisor it makes them a team. It's in tandem, and this is a living, breathing document you're going to have access to all the time, and we're taking care of the cost for that. So normally you'd pay $60-70 a month for that. We're taking care of it because we know it works, and we know it can help you grow your business. So call Marcus up and say, hey, give me a shot at that. Let me look at it. Show me give me the basics, Marcus. Walk me through it real quick and how I can use it, and then do one on yourself and see how it works. Do one on a client, see how it works. And if you're not sold, I mean, initially it's a little daunting, but if you're not sold after doing that, I'll be surprised, because we've had some really, really good work, and your case size is going to tend to go up. Your repeat business with your clients is going to tend to go up. The business levels that you do right out of the gate is going to tend to go up, because it does show the needs that the clients really have out there for life insurance and long-term care benefits on life insurance and how that works. It incorporates Social Security into the whole thing. It also incorporates all of the other assets and investments in there. So take advantage of Retirement Analyzer and do that at no cost by calling Marcus Soller here in our office. IMS Wealth, great growing part of our business. It's been in our business model for a couple of years now. Really, kind of the DOL is what prompted us to say we need to, kind of get off our backsides and get that put into place. And IMS Wealth is a great little RIA that if you said to yourself, hey, I want to get a Series 65, I need some help, call them up. Let them know what you're trying to do, and they'll walk you through it. They'll get your books ordered for you. They'll help you through, give you kind of a study guide, study process, so you can get through that and increase your chances geometrically of passing that test the first time. If you've already got your 65 and maybe you're looking for lower costs, lower annual monthly fees, you're going to be really happy with their fee structure, and you're going to be really, really happy with what you get for your fees. And then payout, this is the area where I've seen most guys are amazed. So our payouts are just a little bit over 1% to the advisor. That's not on a grid. So we're not going to pay you 50 or 60 or 70% of 1%. We're going to pay you 1% on the business that you do. So I would, if you're not getting the type of service that you want from your clients right now, not happy with the fee structure, not happy with your payouts, hit yes on this poll for me really quick, and we'll get you in touch with the boys and girls over at IMS Wealth Management, and they'll walk you through what they do and see if it's a good fit for you. If you're happy with your current RIA, or maybe you've decided that's definitely, managed assets is never going to be part of your business, then hit no on that poll for me. Wow, you guys are great voters. Thank you for that. Appreciate you voting so quickly. I understand the interest. It'll probably be later today or early tomorrow. Obviously, they've been uh, uh, reaching out on a regular basis to the folks that have interest, and they're glad to do that. Probably later today before you hear from them, but thank you for your interest in that. I'm going to close that poll out real quick. About 4 or 5 of you haven't voted, it looks like. So I appreciate those of you that voted quickly. If there's anything that we can do, if for instance, you have a question, just give me a call here at the office, 800-255-5055. I don't want you to put yes on the poll if you don't have some genuine interest there. But on the other hand, if you have a question or two before you uh, decide that you want to talk to them, I'll be glad to answer that for you. Again, my name is Steve Murray. Number is 800-255-5055. I'm going to close that poll out, and we're just going to get moving right along here. We've got some training yet, and some of these trainings, obviously, the first one was set for May, and that one has been delayed for obvious reasons, but we're still going to do 3 trainings this year. And so if that's of interest to you, please, by all means, give your sales director a call, and let's see if there's might be a good fit for you as to one of our upcoming trainings. As you can see before you on the screen, these are some of the things that we cover. We've got 4 top producers that join us at that. We're going to take care of your expenses. That includes your travel, hotel, meals while you're there. So we're going to take care of the monetary aspect of it, but you're going to be out of your office for 3 days. Usually we go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, come in late Wednesday afternoon, leave early Friday afternoon, and get you back to your office. But it's jam-packed with a lot of ideas from top producers. You get some carrier insights. You'll get some insights from our creative team, things that can help your business. You'll also get some insights from our sales team on some basic product stuff that might be helpful for you. By all means, this is not a 101 level course. This is a 201, more about sales and marketing and growing your business and understanding products, but we're going to talk about some product for sure. If that's of interest to you, give your sales director a call and ask him to send you a sample agenda so you can see kind of hour by hour what we do. If after looking at the agenda, you'd like to get your registration in so you can be included in potential inclusion in one of the upcoming academies that we're going to have this year, then just send your registration form in and we'll get you called next time we're going to be putting one of those together for you. So we're a little bit up in the air on that right now, as you can guess, with the travel restrictions, but my guess is it will probably be back at it by midsummer. Okay, I want to make sure we do this in conjunction. We're going to go down to the Montage in Cabo. For those of you that have been in Cabo, you know it's a beautiful area. Sometimes the ocean can be a little rough down there. As you can see from this picture here, it sits on the nice bay. This is the most swimmable beach in all of the Cabo area down there. It's where everybody comes, actually. When they want to snorkel, they boat in. Beautiful property, beautiful course, beautiful golf course. It's the best spot in Cabo. We're going to do this convention meeting in conjunction with Athene. So the only way you can qualify is to do your Athene business through IAMS. And any business you do towards this meeting will also qualify you towards our top producer summit, which I'm going to show you right now. Qualification for this, by the way, goes through the mid of June or through the end of June. We'll be going out there late August, and then qualification for our IAMS Marketing Summit for 2021, which is in Puerto Vallarta at the Secrets All-Inclusive Resort. Love to have y'all join us out there with your guests. And qualification for that is 3.5. For the Athene IAMS trip, it's 3 million. So you can see by qualifying for that Athene IAMS trip, you're up very well on your way to qualifying for IAMS Summit, which is qualification on that goes through the end of 2020, and we're going to go out there March of 2021. For those of you that looking at higher qualification levels and doing more business, we have a tag trip to that, which will be at the beautiful Four Seasons at Punta Mita, which is a very upscale and beautiful resort, pretty well secluded on a beautiful beach, as you can see. We'd love to have y'all join us down there as well. Again, qualification goes through the end of 2020, and we'll be out there. It tags on to the end of our Puerto Vallarta trip, and so we'll be there through the 11th through the 14th. Takes 6.5 million to potentially be considered. 8.5 million is instant qualification. So we'd love to have you join us there, and looking forward to seeing you. Dave, have you joined us here this morning?
Absolutely.
Great. We've got everything working. It looks like the old webinar system is up and running back on all cylinders right
Good,
now. So
good,
that's great.
good, good. Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
So I didn't do much time to introduce you. So I wonder if you could take a few minutes, give the folks on board here a little bit of background on you, what you've been doing on radio, maybe just your general background, and then we'll get launched into learn a little bit more about Retirement Boss Radio in general.
Okay, real good. Yeah, my name is Dave Pimper, and I've been an advisor in the financial service arena since 1981. So I'm an old guy. That's a long time. Just got my Medicare card. Just signed up for my drug plan yesterday. So how exciting is that to be old like this? But I will tell you right now, the idea that the coronavirus, and Steve, I don't know if you heard this, but they just came out with all the testing they've done now, and now the death rate is at 0.66%
I did
instead
see
of.
that. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And I tell you what, I think it'll go down even further with more testing. Still going to be probably higher than the point, the 0.1% of the common influenza. But yeah, when people are looking at 2 and 3%, I mean that's scary, and the whole thing scares people right now. Once people are scared, they kind of get paralyzed. But I'll tell you what, between online seminar marketing and Retirement Boss Radio, I am very, very fortunate. I mean, I still had 6 in-face appointments last week. I only have 3 this week, but I have 10 or 11 so far that are on the phone. Those are new prospects, and I'll tell you, Retirement Boss Radio, radio in general is up in listenership right now, even more than it was before. And the reason is because people are stuck in their house. I mean, if you're not working, what are you going to do? And you probably have, and those shows are normally on the weekend. Like I'm actually on 2 different stations. I just put another station because we were having so much success with our other station, but they're normally AM stations. Once in a while they're FM. But what we're trying to do is to go in and and get new prospects. I mean, I cannot tell you how important that is. This right here, we're also 25 guaranteed buying units, and Steve Murray, the co-owner of IAMS, who was your original presenter today for all the introductory slides. We're going to hopefully offer that same guarantee for online also. So we did our first test. We're going to do 1 or 2 more, and then within the next 2-3 weeks we'll roll everything out once we get the bugs out of it. I'll see if I can go in and work those slides. That'll be just
It's way over
beautiful
to
if
the
I
left,
can.
Dave. You see the arrows way over to the left?
Oh, there they are. So we got
Yep.
some newness here. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, I presented over 500 public seminars. That sounds like a ton, but if you take it from the mid '80s or early '80s, that's between 15 and 20 seminars a year, which I do, and I've just never. I'm just kind of that dumb check guy. I just never give up. Are there some that aren't as good as others? Yeah, that's true. But when you're in front of a lot of people, there's no doubt. And with Facebook marketing, with the vendor we've been very, very fortunate to really fill up the rooms, and we're filling up the online webinars also, which is exciting. Okay, but I try to make a complicated subject easier to understand, and those aren't mealed. Those are done at the library or community center, or now until the coronavirus pauses or runs its course. Then we're doing those online, and we're expecting much success. I had 2 appointments right now. First one, I did help on Social Security. The second appointment, there was 75,000 available. That went to a second appointment. The third one that I had, they're actually got a settlement coming on in, and they want me to call them back in 3 weeks. So we'll see what happens from there. Yeah, I'll tell you what, our Facebook expert, and he is too. Their family goes back to 1967. They actually own radio stations. 23 years ago, he got into being his own firm as a radio buyer. Has over 400 programs that air per week. He purchased over $12 million of media, including Facebook advertising last year. This guy is sharp. I mean, he knows his stuff. So I say become a radio host, radio show host, and be a local celebrity. Um, I wish I was that skinny from that picture, but I'm not. What happens is that seminar marketing, which I like, and it's the foundation of the marketing that I do to bring in new clients. But I've done radio for over 25 years. Um, 14 of those years are two live radio shows. This show here has been going on for about a year and a half, and then for over 11 years, I had a show, Your Money Matters, that was on at 7:15 to 8 each Saturday morning, and, and that one was live. This show is not live. This show is recorded. I can't tell you how nice that is. If we ever go on trips again, and not relegated to your office, your house, and in Nebraska we can golf. So I've been golfing a lot, which is the greatest social distancing sport there possibly is, maybe except for sailing. Yeah, what happens is there is a celebrity status when it comes to being a radio host. Why radio? It's hot. I mean, it is. It's hot. It reaches more Americans each week than any other platform. Can you believe that? More than your smartphone or more than your TV. Median age is 61, which I work at the pre-retired or just retired. We do a lot of 401k IRA rollovers. We do a lot of in-service non-hardship withdrawal plans. If you don't know what an in-service non-hardship withdrawal plan is, those provisions, you need to mark yes when we're done here to get an appointment with me, because about 30% of my business comes from in-service non-hardship withdrawals. One of the appointments I have today that actually came from a Social Security workshop, it's about $400,000. It's money coming from an in-service non-hardship withdrawal plan off of her 401k. Solidifies use an expert. I tell you, news talk is hot right now, and because everyone's cooped up at home, they can't be out. Yeah, radio's even stronger than ever. That's why I added another radio to my other radio station. Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, Kim Commando, Dave Ramsey, all of those are national syndicated radio show hosts. And why do they do it? I'll tell you right now, because they're making money. Now, I will go through this. There are 4 components, and this is like the next 3 slides. I'll just do it all in one slide. There's 4 components to radio marketing. The first component is, which is the most expensive and the most important, you have to find a radio station that has the right radio content, meaning talk, sports, news, weather, that type of content. And you need to find the right time and the right price. It's kind of like what's the most important thing about real estate? Location. Here it's the right station, the right time, at the right price. If you've got the greatest station of all times, WLS, out of Chicago, one of the top 3 or 4 biggest stations in the U.S., but you've got a 2 a.m. time, no one's going to be listening at 2 a.m. Hardly anybody. Or if you've got a really terrible station at the greatest time, probably it has to be a compromise there. So I'll let you know, buying that radio time, if you go down and call your local station, I will, unless they're family or real good friends, or you know them and have a relationship with them that's very endearing, having a radio buyer, they understand everything. In fact, I had no idea that, I get 15 spots a week. 15, I either get 10 or 15 radio spots a week for 15 seconds to promote my show. I had no idea I got that. He got me on with Chris Baker with this big, I call it the Rush Limbaugh station. That's who I'm on with, KFAB in Omaha. Yeah, he got me on for 15, 20 minutes just to talk economics on before my show even started with this guy. Would I have known to do that? Not at all. Sometimes he'll negotiate if there's sporting events and your show doesn't air. Not that you don't pay for that show, but you get an extra show at free or a discounted price. I mean, there's just all kinds of things the radio buyer does that when you got 400 stations weekly that he has purchased radio time for or television time for, I mean, yeah, he has a big step up of us trying to do it. We actually just put a station up. I mean, we just kind of inked the deal on Friday, and it's up in the New York in the New York area at one of the boroughs. And I'll tell you right now, all in, covering over 1 million people for that station for the radio waves. He's paying all in a little over $4,000 in a metropolitan area like New York. I mean, that's just a tremendous value, I'll tell you right now. And so, but that, you got to get the right radio station and the right radio time. Those are the two, at the right price. I mean, it's got to be, within pricing. So those are the first important things. Once that's set up, then you say yes. Yeah, the production company that we have, which is third party, we actually record with them. There's a co-host that we have, and we work with Steve, the co-host at the production company. Every one of our people that we've got for Retirement Boss Radio, Take Charge of Your Money, he's the co-host. So they supply me with original show notes. I take those show notes, just like this week, because if you go on in and you kind of look at what just got passed, but the CARES Act, CARES Act, yeah, it really changes the RMD rules. So I'm going to talk about the CARES Act, within this. If he doesn't have it there, then I'm putting it on. I'm also going to talk about the Secure Act, how RMDs have changed from 70.5 to 72 on traditional accounts. So I add what I think is current, okay? And because it's recorded, sometimes it depends. If you have a broker-dealer, it's pretty hard to get it done within 1 week. We're normally 2 weeks out, okay? So you've got to be a little careful what you say from how specific just happened. Like the market fell down 10% yesterday. You aren't going to say it fell down 10%. You might say for the year, give or take, it's down 25, 30%. You might say that. So I certainly help you coach up. But that production company, they record it with you. There's a co-host. You go in and they edit it. They mix it. They take out all the mistakes, which almost every time I'll say, let's do this line over again. I made a mistake or I stuttered or whatever it happens to be. And then they get it, the final product, and send it to the radio stations. That's all part of the program cost. Then the third thing is with me, I help coach people up. I have 2 or 3 coaching sessions in the very beginning. We get some show notes that we rehearse and test, so you're ready for that very first one. And so you can always call me. I mean, I've got 25 plus years in financial service radio. Over half of those years was with my own show, mostly live and with this recorded show. And then lastly, the fourth what I want to say, leg of the stool is the live call center that takes all of our calls. And this was a trick to get someone who'd answer the phone promptly, professionally, and set the appointment. Now, there's no doubt almost all of our appointments now are done by phone. And if they lead to a second, we're doing it by phone. And if they lead to a third and we're writing business, we are going to get face-to-face. We can DocuSign. We could mail out things. So it just depends you don't have to have a broker-dealer. You can be 65 licensed. You can be straight insurance licensed, which we've got folks that are straight insurance licensed that are being very successful with this also. But I'll tell you what, the content is good. And what we do is we're really only recording for a half an hour, and then we take a previous show, like 4 shows back, and we add it to it. Most people don't listen to the full hour. They listen to snippets. That's why we say our phone number, like my phone number is 888-975-2677, 888-975-BOSS. for Retirement Boss Radio. All of our all of our toll-free numbers end in boss. So that's all part of it. They and when the when the call center takes the information, then they type it on in, and we work with an online calendar. It's free. It works great every Friday afternoon. You can do it, but I have administrators. I actually have 3 administrators to support my business. What happens is Lynn is my main administrator. That she just goes in and blocks off all the time periods that I'm not going to be here, including when it starts like I play golf on league night. Okay, so starting in May, hopefully we'll be able to play. But yeah, from 4 o'clock on, I got it blocked off. Well, they're not going to set the appointment there, and we hardly ever have appointments set upon each other, which is very, very nice. And that's, they can't see of who the appointment's with. It's just blocked out time. Their calendar looks just like our calendar. Pretty cool. Yeah. But myself working through with you, kind of explaining how everything works, I mean, that's real important. It's a turnkey system. It makes you the star. Like right here, this shows you, this is basically a lead that came on in, turning 59 soon, hasn't settled on someone yet. He has a 401k that is 7-figured, which actually is $940,000. Also had questions about Social Security. You get this right from the radio show itself through your email account. If you go to www.retirementbossradio.com, retirementbossradio.com, that's our website. And we have a lot of the past podcasts. I mean, actually, the shows themselves in the 30-minute segments that you can listen to live to kind of listen to the quality. Now, if you got questions, type them on in. We'll be more than happy to answer it. Is radio host marketing for everyone? No. I'll tell you right now, some people just are not good in front of the microphone. I mean, they aren't. I mean, they're just, you have to have some excitement to your voice. You've got to be quick on your feet because you aren't reading this. I mean, you're going in and you got bullet points, but you're ad-libbing. So right now, if the co-host said, "Hey, Dave, I see that RMDs have changed for this year." And I said, yeah, they certainly have. Because of the Secure Act, they went from 70.5 to 72 on traditional, but also the CARES Act, C-A-R-E-S. The CARES Act is now came about where if you can, of course, take an RMD, but if you don't want to, then you're RMD free for the year of 2020. Well, what happens if you already did it in early January? Well, no, you're kind of out of luck, Steve. But what happens is if you rolled it over and it was not transferred, now you've got 60 days to go in and pay that back. You could save yourself there, but most people do transfer your IRA. See, I mean, that's just kind of off the top of my head. You got to be able to roll with those punches like that. And if you are, I'm telling you right now, radio, most people don't get into radio, I would say, because they think it's going to be so costly. I just gave a quote in a town of about 250,000 down in the southeast, all in. That means the radio time, the production, my coaching, the call center, all in. It was about $2,950 a month. I'm telling you what, if you go in and write one piece of business for $50,000, say it's a fixed index at 6%, that's $3,000, and that would be, you would certainly hope you'd get a lot more business than that. But I'll tell you, radio, it turns you into the star. It turns you into the celebrity. You get coaching from myself. We call it Studio in a Box. You record right from your home or right from your office. If it isn't very soundproof, yeah, which mine isn't really. I have a little foam box I bought for $30. I put the mic in. It sounds just like I'm in a studio. But all of the components I show you of how they can work together. Okay, that's very, very important. If you got any questions at all, certainly type them on up, and I'll be more than happy to go in and answer those for you. Okay. So Al Jolson, he's a old time actor. I mean, he's been many years deceased, but he said, "I'd like to do radio just like pictures, leave the imperfect stuff on the cutting room floor." Well, you can, because it's recorded and not live. This is, I'll tell you, if you heard something today that you said, maybe I'll look into radio. There's other FMOs that have radio. There's 5 or 6 other FMOs that have radio. One reads from a script. One goes in and it's just quite a bit more expensive than what we have. But having someone coach you, work with you, as with myself, I mean, it's an important thing. But if you heard something today, you need to mark yes. We have a poll coming up here just in a second, but there's a saying. It says, "Procrastination is my sin. It brings me constant sorrow. I really shouldn't practice it. Perhaps I'll stop tomorrow." Well, don't let it happen to you. I got 25 years in radio, and we take a tough subject and make it simpler to understand. We have it's very, very turnkeyed, and I'm here always to help you. So if you'd like to discuss information today on Retirement Boss Radio, absolutely mark yes. If you don't, then mark no. I mean, but we'd like you to go in and do the poll. So, but I'll tell you, radio many times. A lot of people ask me, what's the average price of a radio all in, Dave? And I would say from 2,500 at the least to maybe 6,000 at the most. Normally, it's $3,000 to $4,000. I would say in the average. Now, if you're in a huge market, it'll be more. If it's a small market, it could be less. But on an average, not much more than a dinner workshop would be, a seminar would be. So I'm excited. I mean, this is a great time. I mean, I hate that we have the virus, and I know that prospecting and in-face are down with the majority of people, but my appointments are down a touch, but not much. And I'll tell you right now, I'm doing more by phone than I am in person. Though I still, like this week, I've got 3 or 4 in-person appointments. Actually, all of them are closing appointments. That's why I'm having in person. But radio, people are staying at home more. They're listening more to radio, finding out what's happening in the news. It's a great time to go in and look at Retirement Boss Radio. Steve, I'll kind of hand this over to you and let you take it from there.
Thanks, Dave. Great stuff as always. Appreciate you taking a few minutes with us here this morning to run us through the ins and outs of radio. You do have a couple of questions. So I've got, looks like a couple of folks that are securities licensed, and of course you're securities licensed. So are the notes approved? SEC
the notes,
approved?
Yeah, the notes. What happens is they're not going to be SEC, no, but they're going to be broker dealer approved. So here's what happens is, because I've been marketing for so long, and I write so much script. In the beginning, there were some things I could say and not say, and that changed from broker dealer to broker dealer. But I'll tell you what, the wordage that you have, there'll be very little that you'll have to change, if any, when it goes to your broker dealer. I can almost assure you that. And so we're not going to go in and say, here's what you need to do. You always say, here's what possibly you could do. Here are the 4 ways to. Here are the 4 possible ways to. That's what compliance wants to see, and that's why I write all the show notes. That's why I revise the show notes. Yeah, there shouldn't be a problem with your broker dealer.
Perfect. So you mentioned the studio in a box type of approach. I got a couple questions on the pricing of that. I know that's a relatively minor cost, but what can a guy expect to spend on that first?
Yeah, that's the only real cost that you're going to have up front. Video. So you got microphone, you've got the headset with that, headphones. You've got it's called a pop filter, so your P's don't pop. I would say that whole thing runs between $150 and $200. I mean, I even have a little sound box that I put my mic in. I don't think I really need to do it, but it makes it just sound better, just like I'm in a professional studio. I think that box was $27, but it's $150 to $200. That's what the cost is all in up front.
Perfect. So recording time, does the guy arrange that himself, or are there set recording times?
There's set recording times. I like getting mine done early. So they record, the production company records on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. My time happens to be 8 o'clock Central Time on Monday morning. I want it done bright and early. Some goes late as Wednesday, but Thursday and Friday is when they mix it and get it ready. And they were always going 2 weeks out, which my broker dealer needs that because they have to listen to it, look at the show notes. But if you're just straight insurance license, they are actually, because of how quick things are changing right now with the virus, they're actually going 1 week out if you want to do that. So they've kind of put the rush on that. But they have some flexibility. Steve, as you know, we work with some really great vendors. And that's really what makes this show all come together. And we're really fortunate that IAMS has got a marketing platform, because this was not a simple matter bringing everything together for a radio show like this to make it easy for the end user. So hopefully you'll mark yes on this. We can talk, kind of get an idea of your area. And if you can imagine yourself, it's not live, so kind of the pressure is off of you. If you make a mistake, I just say, hey, let's redo that. The pressure's off of you. But if you see yourself being on radio at a very competitive pricing, you need to mark yes, and we need to talk. If Steve is still there.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Dave, that we put together a really efficient package in terms of the cost and the benefit. We've got one of the best radio time buyers in the business. He and his family have years and years of experience. So between the great costs he's getting us on the radio buys and the extras he throws in, like little commercial spots for you, and maybe like he did that deal for you where he kind of set you up with one of the local celebrities and did a little 10-minute intro type of thing. So kind of a get to know Dave. I thought that was a really, really nice touch here locally. And you just can't replace the fact that people now recognize you, and it gives you a level of credibility that you don't have. And I just don't know what a better time would be to begin something like this, because there's no doubt that the ways that we can meet clients for the first time are limited. So hopefully you take that all into account and you put yes on that poll, and we get you in touch with Dave and see if there's a good fit. I know that there's about 6 or 7 questions here about areas, and those are best handled one by one. Because what Dave will do is then he'll get in touch with Jared, and Jared will say, okay, this is, and he's not going to, if the station that he thinks is the best fit is not going to be available, he's going to let you know that, because location is everything on radio. And so he wants to make sure to get you on the right station in the right area at the right price. If we can do that for you, then we'll have something to talk about. If he can't, he'll put you on a waiting list. And when he has a spot open up that station, then we'll give you a call and off you go. So very, very well run, very efficient. Dave does a great job with the coaching and great job with the show notes. So it's not that everything is done for you, because that's never going to be the case. It's always going to be, somewhat dependent on your ability to do what you need to do on your end to make sure that the appointments are done. And we should talk about that, Dave. Did you go over much about how the appointments get set? Because I think a lot of people are thinking that this is a live show and people are going to call in and they're going to answer. But what really happens when you say, hey, go ahead and call now? Tell the folks about how that works.
Yeah, I should probably delve into that. That's a good point, Steve. So at the end of every 7.5 minutes, we open up the phone lines. 7.5. I got to think how this works. Yeah. So twice. I got to think. Nope. It's twice every half an hour. So you record for like 23 or 4 minutes of the half an hour. The rest is ads, etc. But the host will say, Steve will say, Dave, let's open up the phone lines to give people a chance to be able to come in and see you or talk to you on the phone. I'll say, thanks a lot, Steve. You know what? And then I go into an offer. And the offer is a strong, strong offer about just all different kind of things that you're offering. And you can change that a little bit according, if you're strictly insurance, it's the offer about, hey, in this really, really tough time period, wouldn't it be nice to go in and have a competitive guarantee with part of your money, if not all your money? So call right now. And so we have this offer. And when they call in, they go into, even though it's a recorded show, they go into a live call center that takes that call. And so here's what happens. Here's how they answer it. They call, he comes on in. Hey, thanks a lot for calling Dave Pimper with Retirement Boss Radio Calton. I got to say my broker dealer's name, Calton. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and get you on Dave's calendar so you guys can talk. Would you like to do it face-to-face or would you like to do it by phone? They assume, boom, we don't mail out information. We don't just, we're calling because they want an appointment with us. Normally, it was always out of 10 appointments, 9 of them would be face to face. Right now, out of 10 appointments, I would say 8 or 9 of those are being on phone and 1 or 2 face to face, just because of the virus. But we know. You know what? One of my favorite sayings is, Steve, is "This too shall pass." I just ordered a sign that said, "This too shall pass," maybe like a kidney stone, but it will pass. And this will, everyone that's out there today, I won't tell you right now, if you're not optimistic, do you know what the pent up demand is going to be that once we can get out and about? And I know it's really, really tough in the big cities like New York or LA or Miami. I know that those types of cities are certainly suffering right now, but this will come to pass. And I'll tell you right now, if you can stay strong with your appointment count throughout the coronavirus, what do you think is going to happen that once the virus is gone? So that's why I put another station on. That's why, Steve, we're loading up on online seminars to get in front of more people, which we're about to. I would say we're only probably 2.5 weeks to opening of that up to everybody after we get some of the couple of kinks and bugs out. So I will say right now, I've learned over the nearly 40 years, 39 years that I've been in business, that when times get tough, most advisors are not contacting their clients enough or in the right way. It's a great way to go in and to make new clients of people who are unhappy with their current advisors. And that's where marketing comes into play. And that's where a marketing system like Retirement Boss Radio could play such an important part to your marketing plan.
That's great stuff, Dave. I know we run over a little bit. We've only had a couple people that didn't vote on this particular poll, so we'll give you one more second to vote, Dave. So, what are your expectations for appointments for each radio show? What have you seen? Maybe give us a kind of a high and a low of what folks might expect from each radio show, and then, of course, I know that people think they've got to do an hour radio show, and that could get a little long. So tell the folks too how you kind of juggle those half-hour radio spots.
Yeah, we do the half an hour just because most people don't listen to a full hour on hardly any AM radio. They just don't. I've never had one person come to me and say, you guys record part of this. Not record, but you guys you double up and do the same replay. Yeah, no, they never say that. Most people say, doesn't it get old? Doesn't it get old to go down the station every Sunday? And then I say, no, I got a studio. I say I have a studio in my office, which I do. It's recorded, but I have a studio, and all of the software is given to you. So what happens? What was the first part of that question, Steve? Oh, I know what it was. Yeah, the type of I would like to get at least 2 appointments, if not 3, per time from my main radio. The second one, it's a much smaller station, so if I could go in and get 1 appointment, that'd be just great for what I'm paying because it's much less. But I'd like to get 10 plus appointments over a month's time, and hopefully there's 3 or 4 of those that go on to closing appointments. That's what I would hope. And it seems like that radio appointments, I can't tell you why, but not that at all I'm against Social Security and retirement seminars, but it seems like there's a little more money that listen to radio or call to radio to come on in. We've been very, very successful in that, in working with those folks. So I would say that's kind of what we're expecting.
You betcha. Well, we've got everybody voted, which is great. Thank you all for that. Very appreciative of the fact that you take some time out of your day. There's going to be some questions that you have that might arise later. Most sure you can have time to have a conversation with Dave, but if something comes up regarding something that we talked about earlier or a question you have for me, I'm certainly happy to speak with you as well. You have my number, 800-255-5055. If you want to call me, I'll put you in touch with Dave. That would be quite easy for us as well. The main thing is that we want to help you, especially during this time when things are different. They're certainly a little bit more difficult, but mostly they're just different. And so we can help you through this with whatever that you need. We have good capabilities here. I've talked about our creative department. They're very good on the IT side. Dave's team is in really strong development, as he mentioned, of a nice digital workshop platform that's going to get you in front of more people. You've got Retirement Boss Radio. This is not a time to pull back, but I think rather a time to take a step forward and put yourself out in front of more clients. they're certainly more open to it right now. They're at home. They've got time on their hands. If you have, we're in Nebraska. We don't have the full shutdown, but I go home every day from the office here, and my neighborhood is full of people walking around, walking their dogs, and riding bikes. And I mean, there's just people have time right now, and when people have time, they're more open to talking to you. And if we need to help you do a Zoom meeting so that they can see you and you can see them, or help you with any part of your business, all these things can be very effective. But you still need to get in front of people. And if that's a digital workshop, if that's a radio show, these are great ways to do it. So appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule. The fact that you've showed up here this morning means that you are thinking that you need to do things differently. Let us help you with that. And Dave is a marketer extraordinaire. He understands the importance of marketing in his business, and he does it regularly, and he does it well. So he's a great guy to have on your kind of on your board of directors and help you with what do I need to do going forward to make sure that my business continues to grow. That's just the kind of guy that you want working for you. And Dave's been really good with the whole team on that. So thank you, Dave, for that. Thank you all for taking some time out of your day. Is there anything you want to say as we finish up, Dave?
No, hey, thank you very much. Don't get your dauber down in times like this. Keep your dauber up. I mean, even market stronger, because I tell you what, other advisors, they're down in the dumps. They're not doing much right now. This is a great time to go in and introduce you to a lot of new prospects. Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everybody. Have a great finish to your sales week. Wash your hands regularly. Take care of each other. And give us a call here at the office, whatever we can do to help you. 800-255-5055. See you, everybody.
Thank you. Stay safe. Bye-bye.